Does everybody on here know that at one time though Blasi was a competition long driver and competed with the
I don't
best
think they
in the
know
world?
that.
And he may be a little rusty now, but if this
Yeah,
is something if we get this clip back to Bubba and he calls him out on it, we can get Blasi back on the tee box. We might
I can still move it okay. I can move it okay. I just don't play enough. And obviously I get a little older each year, so you know what I mean. I ain't 25 anymore. Back when I could really move that thing.
Yeah.
And really, really create some crazy, crazy club head speed.
What's crazy is hearing him hit it, the sound of that damn golf club when it hits the ball. Because, I mean, folks, don't let him undersell this.
Yeah, we're going to get the facts
it.
out. Yeah, we're going to get the facts out here. All right, so Blasi, where were you living and what years were you doing the competition long drive?
Man, it was so this was like the early 2000s. And I was in Troy when I first started really getting into it. Like this is like 2000, 2001.
Was it because you saw it on ESPN or is it just something?
Yeah, I'd been seeing it on ESPN. I always knew I could hit it a long way. And then there happened to be a local qualifier. The very first one I ever went to was in Panama City Beach. And there was a local. That's where it starts at the local level. See what you can go there. And I went there, my little stock ping driver. And I get there, and this guy named Chad Roberts was out measuring. He was out. And then this other guy, crushing Cliff Thrasher. He was an older guy. He was in the senior division. He was there running the event. And I was hitting, and then I watched Chad Roberts hit, and I was like, good God. You know what I mean? Like, that dude, I mean, just to me, it looked different than mine. Who just got through hitting? And he wanted to know because there was a bunch of people that were hitting. He said, who just got through hitting? I was like, I did. He's like, what are you hitting? And I told him, he was like, dude, I've never seen a golf ball bounce like that. He's like, that thing is hot, and I'm like, okay, thank you. You know what I mean? Whatever. Then I watch him hit. I'm like, dude, he's hitting it way past me. But he's not. You know what I mean? What I realized is I had a really low ball spin rate. I had a really good launch angle with a really good ball spin rate. That means it wasn't spinning like crazy backwards. Yep. So it was hitting.
It's like when you play Tiger Woods and you're just hitting that button. That's
yeah. And it's the opposite of that. I want to spin a little less. Yeah, I want the lower ball spin, not backwards, crazy backwards. Right. I want that. Anyway, so long. I'm kind of getting off in the weeds.
No,
but
it's good.
Anyway, he kind of got me pumped up. I was like, okay, I'm hitting it out there with him. It looks like he is hitting it over the moon. You know what I mean? But he was hitting it further than me.
And he probably has a different style club.
Oh, my God. He had freaking clubs at the time close to 50-inch shafts, 3-degree loft drivers, which is just basically like a flat face. Like, he was way advanced. You know what I mean? Here I am, a little stock ping driver. So, it gave me a little hope, and I did good at the qualifier. I actually I moved on to that year to the regionals, which was in Laurel, Mississippi. And so I went over there, and dude, I had a great run that year. It was my first year. I went over there still with I love that stock ping driver. I went over there with a stock ping driver. People were looking at me like I was an idiot, like, what is this?
I was going to ask, you didn't upgrade, so you stuck with the ping that year.
It felt so good, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I even ripped the weight out of the back of it. I felt like I could hit better without it, I know more than ping does. But, so, yeah, dude, I'm over there, but I am absolutely, and this is back when everybody had to go through these qualifiers. So like David Mobley, who's one world long drive champion, Sean the Beast Fister, all these legends of long drive are there, and here I am. I'm just hands down the smallest guy there. But dude, next thing you know, this thing goes all day, all evening, into the night. We started with like 90 golfers. Dude, here I am standing there, into the night, top 15, still standing.
Love it.
Like, damn, who is this kid? All these sponsored people. They got 12 golf clubs. I still got my one ping driver.
Modified ping.
And,
awesome.
Dude, I'm going to tell you what happened to me. This is where I got some dude played head games with me, and I don't even remember who it was. I wish it would. I'd call him out. He walked up to me. He said, man, let me see your club. And he took a little caliper thing, and he put it on the face of it. And he said, oh, yeah, your club face is done. It's crushed in. And I was like, huh? He said, yeah, look. There should be a bevel on it. He showed me an airspace between his tool and my club face. And, dude, just right in my brain. You know what I mean? And I'd been hammering that. Why did I believe that? I believed it, and then that was it. They took 8 to the World Finals that night. I finished like 9th or 10th, like right there. But just missed it. And then I did the same thing the next year.
I would have thought
missed
you'd have been more mentally strong than to get you down, especially coming from where you just come from.
I thought he was trying to help me out.
It's his,
I
no,
thought that was kind of
that's like in
up.
Happy Gilmore when Shooter takes him. Meet me at the ninth green.
It's kind of like where Munn and Nelson. Kind of like when Casey introduced me to Munn and Nelson and made me tell them all my backstory about a week before I pledged. Yeah, I thought they were trying to help me. You know what I mean?
That's what they thought.
Yeah. All right, so I want to get this full story out so we have it recorded because we've nipped on it.
Yes.
Well, this is good. This is going good. So, all right, so year got in your head year one, dropped out, top 15 though, regionals, still a good chance. Wish you knew this guy's name so we could call him out and bring him on the show and let you give him the business. But so we're going into year two. You got a little more knowledge, a little more experience, and probably a little more drive now that you've had that success in the first season.
Yes, I did, man. So phenomenal. I really went to work. I ended up getting Bang golf equipment at the time. I got Bang and AccuFlip shafts. I started loaded up with them, reached out to them. Those guys were willing to send me free equipment. So I didn't get money or anything, but I was getting equipment. So I started putting stuff together, right? Different length shafts. I'm playing around, trying to get longer. How long can I get to where there's a point where you start losing it because I'm not real big. And so I couldn't go real long with it. I could go like an extra inch on the shaft of the driver. Some of these guys were going just crazy lengths, like 55-inch shafts and stuff, like trying to just like a brim.
And what's a standard?
Like
what lengths is yours if there's a 55?
Like 45, 45 and a half, I think is a 44, something like that's a standard pro club, right? Sometimes even shorter, like 43 and a half or whatever. So I got it up to like 46 and a half, 47. Somewhere in there. That's about as far as I could go, man. I think Phil Mickelson plays like a 46. Okay. Like, I mean, so it was close to more like what a regular professional would play with, like a real golfer, not just a long drive guy. But dude, next year, this is where it gets weird. So I'm working on my timing, and I find sometimes I would just overswing. And in order to, what I figured out, if I would get in my nice leather flip-flops and hit, I would stay in control. I would finish balanced, and I wasn't over swinging it. Dude, I was just pounding it out there. I mean, literally, I'd hit 10 golf balls, 8 of them would be in the grid. The grid's 40 yards wide.
And what distance are you shooting at this point?
I mean, somewhere between anywhere. Depends on the day, the track, and all that. But let's just call it 350 to 380. You know what I mean? Hitting it out there on standard situation. And, dude, I get down to Tampa, and I'm in that quad. Get down there, get on the tee box, Now on the tee box, Chad Blasi, the one-man bossy. No, they didn't say that, but they said so they called me up on the tee box. I should have told them that. And then I get on they kept saying I had flip-flops on, and I was like, well, there's nothing in golf rules. Dude, the guy comes out and stops me and says I cannot hit him. I was like, there's a dude over there with a cut-off shirt on, literally. A cut-off sleeve shirt on. You know what I mean? There's a guy over there with some denim jeans on, cut off at the knees.
There's a guy in a hockey jersey playing with a hockey.
I can't play with these leather sandals on. He said, nope. I said, can I hit barefooted? He said, no. Now, this is just one guy making up his own rules. That's not true in golf, dude. It's not true. It's not even true in long drive. But I had to conform, and I had like 3 minutes. He said, you got 3 minutes to figure this out. So I had to go put tennis shoes on. So that screwed me up again there, too. Now, that's the year. Now, that one I still hit okay, but, dude, I was just used to my flip-flop situation. I lost by 7 yards that year from making it to the finals. The third year I did it, dude, I'm hammering it. I hit it 403 yards, the longest I ever hit it. And, dude, I still missed out on the World Finals. You know what I mean? So it was fun, dude. After that, I just kind of.
You hit it 403?
Yeah, in a competition.
Damn,
yes, I did.
That's 1,200 feet. That's 1,209 feet, if we're going to be exact. That's insane.
What's the distances that beat you, Blasi? How much farther are they hitting it?
Dude, it was a real hot track out there. You know what I mean? Like real bounce. It was just who's getting the better bounce. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't much. Like literally like 410, 412, something like that. Ended up,
so
just a couple of those in there. But I won one year in Tampa. Beat a big guy. What was his name? I can't think of his name. He's been in the top 5 several times. I beat him in a local qualifier in Tampa one time. But then in the regional, which also was in Tampa. No, it's actually south of Tampa. I stayed in Tampa, and that's the one where I got disqualified, or not disqualified, but they told me I couldn't hit my flip-flops. So, you know what? I just was like, man, I'm kind of done with this game.
You kind of reached the pinnacle of the sport.
I've enjoyed it.
I mean, basically, you competed
and
with
they started
champions.
making it more difficult, to get in. They started giving all these exemptions, and it started almost being like the PGA Tour, like, man, it's just real hard. Instead of making everybody go through it, they just made a few people go through it. You know what I mean? And most people are exempted all the way.
I bet your status in the media now, we could get you back up on the charts pretty good, pretty quick.
Hey, that senior division,
that's what I'm thinking.
That thing
and
down.
what I'm thinking is, what little bit you've lost to youth and strength, with a little strength there probably. But, I mean, you're still strong as a bull because you keep yourself up. You always did. But now you're smarter. And if you could get flexible and you could figure out those angles a little tighter and a little this and be a little more focused probably than you were 20 years ago. You might even make up for it and then some, give yourself just
You're
enough
right.
and be an even crazier story. And if you do, you got to wear your flip-flops. You got to get the prove beforehand, and may even wear a hockey jersey, a Rougarou hockey jersey in honor of
There you
Happy
go.
Gilmore.
Oh, that would be great. Sponsored by Rougarou.
And
flip-flops.
especially
Here
if it was a
comes. Watch
Tampa
out,
guy
boys.
that hosed you, we'll get Bubba on the radio to get the Army out there to find out who
we
this
gotta
guy
figure
was,
out
Yeah,
who
we need
this
to figure out who this
jackass
cat is,
is.
yeah.
I mean, I think
and then
that's
make
important.
him redo it and let him try to compete with you. And when you smoke, if you win, you get in the national competition as a shoe-in. Pay
I
off
like
Grandma's
that. I
house.
think it's a great idea. That's a great idea, man.
Or they get Gene Lasker. There's no in between
Gene Lasker throw him in the oven once we
in
catch
a
him.
heartbeat.
But that's
he
awesome.
Wouldn't even
Well-
think twice about it.
And I was around when I remember when you were going through all that, but I didn't know. It's cool to hear the story in chronological order like that, to put it all
Yes.
together like in a format where you could see it
I
all
don't-
laying out in front of you.